Sports.
Now in our Commitment 2024 coverage, two men are competing for Palm Beach County Sheriff in the upcoming general election. Their visions for the future, let's go on the record.
From WPBF 25, this is On the Record with Nathalie Pozo.
This morning, we go on the record with the candidates. Incumbent Sheriff Rick Bradshaw is running against Michael Gauger in the race for Palm Beach County Sheriff. We start this morning with Democrat Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning, Sheriff.
My pleasure.
Appreciate your time. First, tell us about yourself and why people should vote for you in November.
Well, you know, I've lived here all my life. When I came out of the Marines, I went to West Palm Beach Police, worked my way up to be the police chief. I've been the sheriff for 20 years. And, you know, I've got a good track record here. People know what we've done. My focus is always on keeping you and your family safe. We do a good job at that. And as you can see in the primary, I won very handily. So the citizens are kind of saying thank you very much for what you do. But it's all about experience. You know, you can make anybody look good on paper. But what experience do they have? It's like, you know, I've been the CEO of a major police department or sheriff's office for 28 years. My opponent has never been. It's a zero. I have put together and presented multi-million-dollar budgets, 28 of them. My opponent has done none, zero. So when you're talking about keeping people safe and you're talking about an organization this big, you're talking about experience. You can't have somebody who wants to learn on the job.
I want to talk a little bit about the assassination attempt. We saw you in several news conferences that week.
Right.
You said that you would do whatever the Secret Service needs for Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office to do in order to keep the former president safe.
Yes.
How do you keep Donald Trump safe, but also reassure the community and not take resources away from the community?
Well, we never use on-duty resources. It's all overtime officers that are assigned. You got to remember, the Secret Service, they determine what the level of protection is, not me. All we do is provide them with the resources they ask us for. I had a direct conversation with the acting director of the Secret Service, and I told him, whatever you need, our resources will be dedicated to you to help you make the area safe. It's a pretty simple equation. But having said that, right, you got to say one thing. The level of security that they had that day actually worked because they had a layered approach. The president, or former president, was never in jeopardy. The guy never had him in line of sight. So what the Secret Service did and walking that inner perimeter worked out very good. Now, the real special part was when the citizen took the picture of the license tag. That was a game changer because I took that, put it into our real-time crime center, which put it into our license plate readers, which put it out. Now, we had a deputy that was headed home to Martin County, actually saw the car, got behind it, but then the car passed one of the license plate readers, so it verified what it was. And then Martin County helped us stop the car. So, you know, the bottom line is we will give them what they want. We can make that place just perfectly safe. And I think that will be the case in the future.
Sheriff, you said the former president was never in jeopardy, but some may argue, you know, that suspect was on that golf course for 12 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of unanswered questions.
Oh, there's no doubt there is, okay? If you know how that is set up, that hedge is about 9 feet tall and about 4 feet wide. They put that hedge up so you could not see the golf course. Once you get inside there, you can't be seen. The only way you would find somebody in there is to do a perimeter search with dogs. That would be how you find. You can't see them from a drone, you can't see them from the helicopter, and you can't see them from the street. So you would have to search that perimeter with canine.
Sheriff, you're running for your 6th term.
Correct.
Some may express concern about your health. What do you say to people who say it's time for change?
Well, number one, I just did an interview with 25 about my health. My health is perfect. I'm all the way well from an incident that happened 2 years ago, right? In fact, I furnished you guys with a letter from my doctor that says I'm very vibrant, I have no restrictions on what I do, and he believes that I will live a long and happy life, however long that is. We never know how long that's going to be. If there was somebody in this race that was qualified and had the experience, I would say, you know, you probably need to consider that. But I still believe in my mind that I am the most experienced and the most qualified person in this race. And I've demonstrated that with what we do in the community, with all the programs that we're doing. And right now, we're enhancing a lot of the programs. Our mental health, which I started 10 years ago, our community policing effort is bigger and better than it has been. We're doing food distribution points. Our technology, we are the most technologically advanced agency in the southeastern United States. And we're getting ready to add something to the body cameras that will make it, will be the only agency in the southeastern United States to have this. All right, so we're doing a lot of good things, and that equates to low crime.
You just talked about community. You know, there is tension between community and law enforcement. How do you address that?
With what we're doing. All right, our community officers have a strong connection in the community, but we've ramped it up to the next level. It's not just about going to meetings and making sure that, you know, the people are safe. We do that. That's a zero tolerance policy for crime. And the drug areas and the gangs, we work on them constantly. But what we've done now is worry about the people's quality of life. You know, it's tough on people out here right now. You go to the grocery store, it's hard to come out of there with anything for the prices. So this food distribution thing that we do every single weekend in the neighborhoods addresses their quality of life. But it also brings a closer connection with us in the community because they believe we care about them, which we do. We got baby products for them. We got hurricane supplies for them. So this is one of those programs that helps us gain the trust of the people in the neighborhoods.
Sheriff, what do you think is one of the biggest issues in the county?
Well, homeless is an issue, without a doubt, and we're addressing that. We work with the county, the Homeless Coalition, the shelters to get people where they need. You know, there's a new law that says they can be arrested, but you're not going to arrest your way out of this. That's not the answer. Some of them may have done something, they need to be arrested, but for the most part, we need to find them the help that they need. Also, mental health is a big issue. It touches so many things: family disturbances, substance abuse, you know, school shootings, workplace violence. So this unit that I started 10 years ago is bigger and better than it ever has been. It's prevented a lot of things. We have what they call a targeted violence section in there, that if we know somebody is a danger, we can actually take them into custody, get them in mental health, and then we can take their firearms and then go in front of a judge. That's huge. That's huge. That stops people from using deadly force. When we have their guns, we take them away from them.
Sheriff, before we wrap up this morning, I do want to ask you about Amendment 3. We're talking about legalizing recreational marijuana. There's a lot of debate on this one. So supporters say it's going to be better for law enforcement because they can focus on serious crimes, but others then say that law enforcement will have to be dealing with more problems like dangerous, you know, drivers on the road. Where do you stand on Amendment 3? How will you be voting?
Well, the Florida Sheriff's Association has taken a strong stance on this, against it. And here's the reasons why. Number one, the drug market's not going to go away just because they legalize marijuana. That's not their biggest seller. Their biggest seller is cocaine, heroin, fentanyl. It's just, if somebody wants marijuana, they know where to go. So if somebody says, well, it'll take all the drugs off the street and we can go do something else, that's not going to happen. We're still going to have to address those drug areas. The second thing is, there's a study that says 85% of the people that were driving impaired in states where it was legalized were between 16 and 19 years old. You got to remember, the THC level in the marijuana is 3 times what it used to be when we were growing up. So I can tell you this for sure. The people that go buy it legally are going to find out this is not what they asked for. It's not potent enough. So they're going to go to the street to do 2 things: buy the more potent and get a bigger selection of it. You can get like maybe 100 cigarettes out of what they'd sell. That's not going to last them long. So they're going to want more, and they can't get more legally, so they're going to go get it illegally.
So you're voting no in November?
Oh, absolutely. I just think that there's too many issues going on. Look, we already have a problem with substance abuse out here. Why do we want to add another thing into it? Doesn't make sense.
Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you.
Coming up next on The Record, we hear from the Republican candidate for Palm Beach County Sheriff, Michael Gauger.
WPBF 25 News Mornings. Aaron, Stephen, and Nathalie with today's headlines.
And breaking news from overnight.
On stories happening right now.
From the Palm Beaches to the Treasure Coast.
With Sandra's most accurate forecast to help you prepare. And Yasmin, South Florida's only dedicated traffic anchor.
Watching backups impacting your commute. And a 12-hour forecast for your entire day.
Watch the most experienced local morning team. WPBF 25 News Mornings. Live, local, late breaking.
I'm Jill Hazu.
And I'm Erin Burns.
We invite you to join us this Sunday for Total Retirement with Ernie Burns, where we'll discuss wealth management, estate planning, and more.
Ernie was named 2022's Forbes Best In-State Security Professional. You don't want to miss it.
I grew up under a dictatorship before coming to the U.S. I'm Debbie Mucarsel-Powell, and for me, freedom isn't some political slogan. It's why I came to America. But Rick Scott is trying to take away your freedoms right now. For women, banning abortion. For families, raising taxes. And for seniors, ending Social Security and the freedom to retire with dignity. If you care about freedom, elect a senator who actually believes in it. That's why I approve this message.
I'm Bob Gordon of Gordon & Partners. If you're a veteran, you know the headaches that come from dealing with the VA. We have a dedicated veterans benefits team with extensive knowledge of how the VA works. If you need help with your VA benefits claim, visit fortheinjured.com or call 333-3333 for a free, no-obligation review. You served your country. Now let us serve you. Gordon & Partners, for the vets.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built in is like...
Hey Google, turn on Rocky's Food.
It's like the ultimate connection. See why it's been awarded a Consumer Guide Best Buy and recommended by Consumer Reports. Drive the Nissan Rogue today.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000, like Rogue with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
Your ideal retirement awaits you at Wellington Bay, a luxury rental senior living community that emphasizes flexibility in dining, wellness, and peace of mind for the future. At Wellington Bay, the possibilities are endless.
You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
We continue our conversation this morning with the Republican candidate for Palm Beach County Sheriff, Michael Gauger. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here, Mr. Gauger.
It's certainly my pleasure. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and why people should vote for you in November.
Well, if they look at my website, GaugerFORSheriff.com, you will see my history of serving the community from 1970 through February of 2004 and beyond, not only through the Sheriff's Office, but through all the civic organizations that I belonged to over the years. I believe in community. I spent a lot of time in communities and working with the people who live there and listening to the people that live there and finding ways to improve the quality of life for them and their children and their neighborhoods. We turned, I brought many programs to the department, things like community policing that made a huge impact in the areas of Palm Beach County, particularly the ones that needed it the most.
You worked under Sheriff Bradshaw as his number 2. Why do you think you would do a better job than him?
Well, I served under 6 sheriffs. I started with Bill Heitman and Richard Willey and Bob Newman, Charlie McCutcheon, Ed Bielik, Rick Bradshaw. And I learned from every one of them, and I picked up things from every one of them. Rick and I were friends. We've known each other well over 50 years. He had worked at the city. I had started with the county. We both retired at the same time. We were both going to run for sheriff. Rick asked me to team up, and so I did, and we went in. Things changed. Rick was there a long time, and some of the programs that were so extremely important that I believed in, like community programs, recovery programs, programs that changed lives, even with the youth and with our inmates as well. I saw those depleted. I saw that mental health was an extremely important issue. And things like that changed as well. And it got to the point where we agreed on less and less. And finally, it was time for me to walk out.
You have said before that jails don't work. Can you explain that?
Well, I think jails do work under some circumstances. And there's people that need to be in jail and prison for long periods of time, if not for their life. But then again, not everybody is a career criminal. You know, drug addiction, mental health is a big factor. About 85% of my jail population at the time either had substance disorder or mental health issues, and many of them co-occurring. So those are the things that needed to be changed. And when you can change that, that means they're not in my jail for $25,000 a year. If you can get them straight and sober, then they're back with their families. They become productive citizens. You know, I'll put you in jail in a second, but if you want a chance to recover and become part of society again, we're here to help.
Mr. Gauger, you have said that Sheriff Bradshaw is not fully accountable to the citizens of Palm Beach County. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think when we look at the budget and how he manipulates the budget, and there's factor after factor that he's been involved in with moving the budget around for his personal likes. I think the offices that he moved to when headquarters division was being renovated, and you know, moved up to Class A office space on PGA Boulevard, you know, and to the tune of almost, I understand, $400,000 building the floor out for temporary office space. And then upwards to $48,000 to $55,000 a month, all brand new furniture. I mean, it was beautiful. I was still there. But is that how we should spend our money? For opulence, for your personal pleasure? No. You know, that money needs to go into community programs and put back in the community and making differences in lives.
So if you were to win in November, what are some of your priorities as sheriff, and what do you think are some of the biggest issues here in the county?
Well, getting a hold of that burgeoning budget.
$1 billion budget, correct?
Oh, just under. Well, just under now, but I'm told that from the paper that he's looking to add $75 million here in the new future. But you know, there were expenditures that I didn't agree with. One of the things was the administrative payout. Of course, I was a recipient of some of that. I remember when he did it back in, I think, 2010 with his attorney. They delivered it to me and handed it to me and said, here's this special contract that the sheriff has developed for you. I wasn't interested because I wasn't leaving. You know, we kind of had an agreement, and you know, I threw it in a drawer. I never looked at it. So when I announced my retirement in the end of December of 20 and retired February 5th of 21, I received a notice from the CFO as to what my payout would be. I looked, I couldn't believe it. I said, no, this can't be right. And I called, and he said, oh, no, we've gone over all the figures. Let me just check it again. And he called me back and said, oh, no, this is it. And then it was directly wired into my account. So I don't think we should do that. I mean, that's inappropriate. You know, you can't give bonuses to your administrative staff. And he found a way around that and manipulated the system. In the corrections division, he claimed like 35 positions and then never filled them, and then used that money to play with. And that kind of forced our corrections people to have to work mandatory overtime. I don't agree with that. You know, these people have lives too, and it created a lot of morale issues. So.
I want to talk about Amendment 3 for a moment. So we're talking about legalizing recreational marijuana. There's a lot of debate on this one. Supporters believe that for law enforcement, it will allow them to focus on more serious crimes. Others who are against it say, no, this is just going to be more work for law enforcement because it could create dangers on the road. Where do you stand on Amendment 3?
Well, we have the legalization of marijuana, and it's here. I have a master's in social work. I've worked in the substance abuse field myself. I taught DUI school in this county for over 33 years. And a good portion of my classes, anywhere from 50 to 80% of the classes, said they had something else in their system besides alcohol. You know, when you start to use a drug to change your behavior or to accept life, you know, like prescribed medication, your doctors change it because you build up immunity and you have to use more of the drug or, you know, change the drug to get the effect that you want. And that's what happens. I serve on several boards for recovery and you know, when it's a pattern. Not everybody falls into it, but if you have a predisposition, if there's a history of addiction in your family, then starting using a drug early. Look at states like Colorado that have regretted legalizing marijuana. Look at places like Seattle where, you know, it's created many, many problems.
So you would vote no in November?
Well, I think not only for those reasons, but for the way it's written. It just gives one agency the ability to be the supplier. It would make Florida the leading provider of marijuana in the world, I'm told. So the way it's written, no, I'm against the way it's written.
Michael Gauger, thank you so much for your time this morning, Republican candidate for Palm Beach County Sheriff. We appreciate your time.
Okay, it's my pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Up next, the other sheriff races in our area.
At Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, our purpose is to provide legal power. Our mission is to secure huge results. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. Help is just a local phone call away.
There are a few places where you know you'll hear the truth, and this is one of them.
With HealthSun Health Plans, life is a piece of cake with access to exclusive providers that take care of all my medical needs, and all under the same roof.
It's like a Medicare makeover. With HealthSun, every year you can receive $1,978 back in your Social Security check, $600 for OTC items, and much more. Take it from me. I'm Mr. Sunshine. Your health deserves a 5-star plan. Call us today.
I'm certain it's level 5.
Are you for Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
My name is Ray Mullis. I was coming home from work. Traffic had stopped. The guy behind me he didn't stop. So I called Morgan & Morgan. The one ad that really impressed me was when Morgan said, "Nobody is a nobody." I felt like that. Anybody I've talked to that's used Morgan & Morgan has always got positive things to say about them. And they took care of me, and now we're doing okay. Thank God that I went to Morgan & Morgan.
How would you say Florida has handled abortion rights? Here's Peggy Gossett-Seidman.
This issue, I think, has been handled well by Florida.
Handled well? It's no wonder she supported a ban on abortion, even in cases of rape and incest.
I'm Jay Schuster, and I've been fighting for people's rights my entire career. I'll protect women from government interference, because abortion hasn't been handled well by Florida. But when I'm in Tallahassee, it will be.
Laminate floors can take a beating and still look great. Now at National Floors Direct, you can get an entire room of laminate flooring installed the next day for just $555 and no interest for 1 year. Call 888-400-FLOOR. We'll bring the store to your door.
This hurricane season, trust WPBF 25 first warning weather.
Injured in an accident? Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida injury lawyers, will help and fight for you. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away.
Welcome back. If you live in St. Lucie or Indian River counties, you will also be voting for a sheriff. In Indian River County, incumbent Sheriff Eric Flowers is seeking his second term. He faces a write-in candidate in November. And the two men running for sheriff in St. Lucie County are Port St. Lucie Police Chief Richard Del Toro and businessman Steve Giordano, a former St. Lucie County Sheriff's Corrections Division deputy. We sat down with them last week. You can watch that episode of On the Record right now on our website, WPBF.com. We want you to know you can count on WPBF 25 News on Election Day. Our entire team will be reporting live from Election Night headquarters throughout South Florida, and we will be breaking down the latest data from both the national and local races. We will also be posting all the election results on our website, WPBF.com, and also on our free WPBF 25 News app. On the Record, we'll be right back.
While politicians talk, Peggy Gossett-Seidman takes action.
Peggy Gossett-Seidman.
Representative Peggy Gossett-Seidman says the public should have been told right away.
Gossett-Seidman fought to clean up our water and hold predators accountable.
Representative Peggy Gossett-Seidman was given a standing ovation.
And she'll keep fighting to lower insurance rates and make Florida more affordable.
Gossett-Seidman says the money appropriated was more than $1 million.
Results matter. Peggy Gossett-Seidman delivers.
For people who feel limited by the unpredictability of generalized myasthenia gravis and who are anti-AChR antibody positive, season to season, Ultomiris is continuous symptom control with improvement in activities of daily living. It is reduced muscle weakness. And Ultomiris is the only long-acting GMG treatment with the freedom of just 6 to 7 infusions per year for a predictable routine I can count on.
Ultomiris can lower your immune system's ability to fight infections, increasing your chance of serious meningococcal infections, which may become life-threatening or fatal, and other types of infections. Complete or update your meningococcal vaccines at least 2 weeks before starting Ultomiris. If Ultomiris is urgent, you should also receive antibiotics with your vaccines. Before starting Ultomiris, tell your doctor about all of your medical conditions and medications. Ultomiris can cause reactions such as back pain, tiredness, dizziness, limb discomfort, or bad taste. Ultomiris is moving forward with continuous symptom control. Ask your neurologist about starting Ultomiris.
Don't just sleep. Sleep deeply. Don't just live. Live boldly. Don't just exist. Dream naturally. Prana Sleep. Sleep deeply. Live boldly.
Thank you for making us a part of your morning. As always, we encourage you to be part of our discussion each and every Sunday, right here at 10 a.m. Until then, you can watch this morning's On the Record and every episode on our website, WPBF.com, and on our free WPBF 25 News app. Matter of fact, with Soledad O'Brien is next. We'll see you again next Sunday.